On this episode, we talk about cash and budgeting. What's going on, everybody? Roman Miranda here. Welcome to episode 19 of the Uber NYC Guide Show. Let's get into it. Today, I want to talk about budgeting. So, I want to talk about kind of how I budget my weeks. I think this is just good practice to know how much you're spending each week so that you can, you have a long-term goal, but then you're tracking along the way. One of my favorite quotes from, is it Peter Drucker, I believe? What gets measured gets managed. Or no, is the other way? Yeah, what gets measured gets managed. So if you want to manage your time, right? We talked in a previous episode about time blocking and scheduling and figuring out when you're going to work and knowing exactly what days and times you're going to work and scheduling your breaks, and making sure that you actually take a break when you are on break. Make sure that stuff is scheduled. And then also with your monies, you want to figure out, okay, how much money am I spending? This way it's not a surprise at the end of the year when you this way these numbers, 90,000 or 80,000 or 70,000, it might sound like a lot. It might sound like a really cool raise, but not if you're, eating out 3 times a day, spending $60 on food and not realizing it or something. You know what I mean? So you got to make sure that you're measuring how much money you're spending along the way, and yeah, so let's jump into a little bit of budgeting. So my budget will change once I get my new car because that's a hybrid and I'll be spending less on gas. As of the time of this recording, I'm finishing up my rental process. I went in today actually to chat about the insurance because there was an issue with the insurance. Because of an old bullshit ticket that I got, which is I'm very upset about, whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to rant on that, but yeah. So right now I'm spending around 60 to 80, more closer to 80 a week on gas. It's like 60 or 70. What I recommend for food is, to whatever you can do. So this is another chance or opportunity for me to kind of chat about a little bit about self-awareness and like figuring out what you're good at, what your strengths are, what you like and what you don't like. You have to know these things because, for instance, I know that I don't like cooking for the day. I've tried it for years. I don't like cooking and then being able to, and then doing the whole bag lunch and like I had a cooler in my trunk for a month with food and I was trying to save money by, going food shopping and cooking meals in advance and and pre-packaging them and blah blah blah, and it doesn't work for me. I don't like that. I didn't like it. It didn't work, and I wound up wasting money because I would throw food out, and I would wind up getting whatever the hell I wanted on the road anyway. So now I have a budget of, I try to keep it at like $15 a day, and I try to find spots that that have cheap food that's not the worst food for me. So like I'll get like I'll get a sub. I'll get like an Italian sub with a bunch of veggies on there, and then I'll eat half of it during my first break, half of it at my second break, and then if I come home and I feel like cooking, I'll cook. I'll cook dinner, or not. Maybe that sustains me for the day. I'm trying to cut my expenses as much as possible, so honestly, I'm eating a little bit less right now, but that's fine because I don't need to eat I don't need to eat a ton. So so yeah, so like figure out what your number is, but try to stick to, like, what I try to do is I'll take $20. This is what I do. At the beginning of each week for me, I take out $200 cash. I take $200 out cash, and I make that last the entire week for gas and food. That's my budget. So that's like roughly 20. That's $20 a day for food, and then whatever's left for gas, or a little bit more, whatever. So that's like some rough estimates. But like that's kind of like the envelope budgeting style. I would recommend trying that out. Like, take out cash and then only use the cash, and just having there's two reasons for this. One, having physical cash and seeing how much percentage you have left, it helps me, and I think it helps a lot of people to see, like, oh wow, I only have 420s left, and I have 4 days left. I gotta make sure, or maybe it's I have 320s left and I have 4 days left. Damn, I either have to eat cheap, I have to like eat for $10 a day today, or like whatever, you figure it out. And then it helps you realize that in the beginning of the week, when you have the full 200, to not be flagrant with it and being like, I've got $200, and then I'm gonna go spend 40 tonight on dinner. Like, that might wind up happening, but then you're gonna wind up screwing yourself for the end of the week. So I think that's a cool, like, 7 days is not that long. Like, you take out that cash, you're like, okay, this is just gonna last me 7 days for gas and food. Like, I can do this, and then crank through it. And then the second reason to carry cash is for gas. Gas in almost every gas station in New York is going to be 10 cents cheaper if you pay cash versus credit. That's just the way that it is. I'm sure you know this if you've been driving for any amount of time in New York. Same with Jersey. I've paid as little as, like, right now, time of this recording, it's the beginning of the summer of 2016. Gas in Jersey, I've paid like $1.97 for gas. Like, if you do that consistently, and you're paying $1.97, $2.09, whatever for gas in Jersey, paying cash, then in the long run, you're going to be paying, that's, versus $2.45 or $2.35 or $2.55 in the outer boroughs. God forbid you accidentally get gas in Manhattan where it's like $3.39. But if you do that consistently and you're getting gas in Jersey, then that's a good chunk, whatever, like 30%. You're going to save a good percentage throughout the year, paying that much in gas versus paying in the New York prices. So those are the two reasons to carry cash, in my opinion. One is kind of that envelope budgeting style, so you know how much visually that you have left for the week. And then two is gas is always cheaper if you pay cash versus credit. So yeah, so that's it. I'm gonna wrap it up there. We'll keep that one short. That's kind of budgeting, episode 19. And yeah, stay classy, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.